I just want to ask again, how did you find a way? I mean, was it perseverance? Was it intensity? Was it just eye on the prize? Because it's awesome, man.
We just looked at it and said, the problem at hand is that we do not pay technicians enough to do diagnostic work.
Seems pretty simple when you think of it that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
We pay them enough to do this other work, but we don't pay enough. It really came down to, it's that simple that we removed all of the barriers, because every time we'd say, well, if you do it this way, and we're trying to do this mental gymnastics to try to figure out how to do this, it's like, wait a minute, let's just go to the simplest answer, because usually that is the answer.
And you have this thing that's called the Laethem Way, and I just think that's so awesome. Can you elaborate on what is the Laethem Way and what does that mean to you?
The Laethem Way is finding ways to solve problems that are thought to be impossible to solve. Transparency on our sales floor, giving people all the information up front and including your employees, finding ways to solve problems together, going right to the core of what the real issue is instead of trying to skirt around and figure out exactly what the real issue is and what's stopping you from solving the problem.
I find that so interesting because I go to a lot of dealers who talk about, they have nice billboards and things like that, but when I'm here, and I've been here a lot, I can see that actually in your culture. Your people live that and breathe that culture. How were you able to change that from just a really cool thing to something that's actually real that happens here every day?
Well, we have weekly meetings with everybody on board, everybody having input and ways to solve those problems together, and identifying, discussing, and solving those issues together as a team. And having the wherewithal to say, you know what, we're going to try something different. And if it works, it works. Let's figure out how it's not going to work. Let's put it into action and figure out what's broken and then fix it as a team. And just having that confidence as a team to be able to do it.
You talk about technicians and you talk about flat rate pay and you talk about, man, that model's been around for 872 years, right? Yes. It's been around and we've all tried different things, but you found a way to do something that's really cutting edge, in my opinion. I've been in business over 32 years and I've seen a lot of stuff. So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I remember the first time you looked at it and said, I don't see how this is ever going to work.
You're absolutely right. I did. Now I'm a disciple of it, yeah.
So we looked at it and saw that warranty doesn't pay like it's supposed to. Everybody knows that. You go to every dealer meeting and they talk about warranty pays terrible, et cetera, et cetera. And, as a dealer, everybody's trying to fight it, but we don't pay technicians on it enough either. So we found a way to make sure that we were paying technicians to be that Class A diagnostic professor and know exactly how to solve a problem and not worry about how many hours and how many brake jobs do I have to turn to make up for fixing this problem electrical system in this car, or this check engine light that turns out to be a wire that's underneath a seat that took me 5 hours and I'm going to get a half hour to fix it.
Right.
We figured that that's our problem to figure out how to fix, and not the technician that went through all of the schooling, all of the hard work to become the level of a problem solver that they are. So we removed that impediment, and now they just work constantly on diagnosing cars and having a really, really well-paid job to do it.
One of the things that I've seen a lot with that type of pay plan, or one of the pitfalls has been, then all of a sudden everybody's worried about, okay, I'm giving this technician a certain amount of pay, now we're not getting the production out of them. You found a way around that,
right,
which again is just a side of amazing to me. So can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Well, there isn't really, I don't think it's a problem of production. We are concerned that problems are getting solved on a regular basis. They're not doing brake jobs. They're not doing suspension work. They're only doing things that are in that level of problem solving and diagnosing all day long. And the other thing that they do is they give a world-class inspection, because now they're getting paid to do the inspection. For so many years, we wanted these great inspections, but we didn't want to pay anybody to do the inspection, right? Well, now they're getting paid to do the inspection. They get excited about the work that they find that one of the other technicians is going to do, one of our flat rate technicians that does the brake jobs and the suspension. And those guys are happy because they're turning those hours and making a great living, because that's what they love doing. They love doing brake jobs. They love doing that work that so often we lose to the aftermarket.
Yeah, one of the things I see when I'm here, I see the benefit, obviously, for the technician, for the advisor, but also I see interaction with that customer about how much better they feel about their car, thoroughly inspected by a certified technician with the right parts done at the right way at a fair price. And again, to be able to combine all that in one thing is just astonishing. It's amazing. You know?
And to be able to say to them, yeah, we can have that done for you today.
Yes.
And the advisor being ready to be able to sell that job to the customer, be able to recommend all the things, and the customer feeling so good that they walk away in one step, one simple step, they don't have to take it somewhere else to do those things.
So Jeff, we've both been doing this a long time. We've seen a lot of the good things that flat rate can be, and unfortunately, a lot of the bad things that flat rate can be. You know, when I go into these dealers across the country, I always talk about teamwork and camaraderie. And again, they have all the posters up and they have it in their message. When you actually get down and you look underneath that a little bit, it's not going on. Here, it's so unique in that I see a lot of people working together closely to solve a problem. Everybody has defined roles. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for me, please?
It comes back down to having that unified goal of being the best diagnostic team in the world. Right. The problem solvers that solve the toughest problems, fix them right the first time, and that team effort, because you're not fighting against a flat rate guy over here not getting this good work. I didn't get this brake job. I didn't get that lick to make up for this bad. Nobody cares about that.
All goes away.
And intrinsically, diagnostic techs really want to solve problems.
Yes.
It's not, that other thing is sort of a necessary evil because there's no other way to get paid.
You're right. I think that's a monster our industry has created. Yeah. And we've just no one's ever had the guts, the intestinal fortitude like you have to break out of that. You know what I mean? And that's leadership by example. When you talk about, you mentioned in the last part about fix it right the first time, you know, and I know I'm speaking myself as a former flat rate technician. Yeah. I always had this thing over my head called the clock, right? Yeah. And the job said it paid 1.2, and if I got it in 1.3, I sucked, and if I got it in 0.8, I was awesome. But there was a sacrifice in that, which is the quality of deliverable to our customer. I know that is your number one priority, and I think that's why you built such a great reputation. Can you talk about how that has helped you and your technicians with delivering a better fix it right the first time score?
Again, going back to watching how the techs will go to another tech and say, hey, what do you think about this? 2 minds are better than 1. Yeah. 3 minds are better than 1. Again, slowing it down and saying, what is the real root of the problem here? Let's figure this out as best as we can, because we're not waiting for that clock. It's not hanging over our head. And the amazing thing about it is our times have actually gone down. Without the pressure, our times have gone down because we have the time to learn and fix it and figure out new problems faster. You know, when the new trains came in and they had a transmission problem, we figured it out faster because we figured it out together, and it wasn't a rat race that nobody wants to be in.
In terms of quality, in terms of the growth of your business, in terms of the camaraderie of your people, just the culture you've created in the Metro Detroit area is, you know, my opinion. And again, I'm going to San Antonio tonight, in fact. Second to none, absolutely second to none. It's really awesome, something to be proud of.
Oh, I really appreciate it. It's fun to watch.
I'm proud to be a part of it, you know, and so thank you.